Sport is a religion, Signature Television is your worship center, and Franklin Imonab is your sporting priest. It is another exciting episode on the show Signature Sport, live, reaching you from a Signature Television. And on the show today, we have so much for you, from the local scene down to the foreign scene. It is a return of league games, not just only in Nigeria, but also in Europe. It's going to be a super Sunday where Eric Ten Hag will be questioned again if he will remain as the head coach of Manchester United, as they will take on a high-flying Tottenham Hotspur. Ladies and gentlemen viewers, welcome to Signature Sport. And on the show, just like I said, it's going to be interesting, interactive, and of course exciting, as we've got stories for you in tennis, Formula One, and most importantly, the king of sport, football. And today, I am not alone. I've got a seasoned analyst, a sport journalist with high reportage, and of course, a sport lover. He has been on the show a couple of times ago, but he makes a return. Jeffrey Obrigado, well known as Asi, joins me live on the show today. Good morning, Mr. Jeffrey. Always a pleasure when we have this combination talking sport.
Definitely, it's a joy to talk about sport. And when you talk about sport, you talk about health, you talk about livelihood, you talk about the next phase of the young generation.
Absolutely.
It is beautiful to be here.
We also talk about business.
Definitly,
sport
business.
Is business.
Sport business, yeah.
And that is what the NPFL is set to achieve this season.
Actually.
I recall before we came on air, we were discussing about how the beautiful NPFL has resonated in terms of improvement.
There's a rejuvenating of Nigeria PFL, because I was really shocked at the weekend where at the midweek where I saw a lot of drastic changes in the round leader game in MPFL, where teams go away to win matches. It is really, really paramount, because that is a change that I've been asking for.
I know if I let you go on and on and on. That is what the show this morning is set to give you: information, excitement, and of course entertainment at its peak. But before we delve into the Nigerian Premier Football League, let's come down to the biggest story that broke in the last 24 hours, talking about the permanent coach of the Super Eagles as well as the Super Falcons. Just so you know, the Nigerian Football Federation has finally confirmed the appointment of Coach Austin Eguavoen, who had been the technical director of the Nigerian Football Federation from the Super Eagles down to the under-17. He has now been confirmed as the coach of the Super Eagles. Good move.
Definitely,
by the NFF?
Definitely good move, because I see they have been rigmaroling, trying to do some research, trying to get in a new gaffer into the round leader game for Nigerian football. But I really don't know why. I told you before, taking much time in bringing in a coach, well, I don't know what's intent for them. But Austin Eguavoen has been, well, for me, consistent, because I don't see us going into paying huge money for European coaches while we have a trusted gaffer. He has been doing well for a long period of time.
Absolutely.
It's just because of a little technical issues that have made us not cross the border. But with Austin Eguavoen, they should just give him time. Let us see where he can take the boys far.
And talking about giving him time and the boys, there seems to be this aura of confidence by Nigerian crop of players at the moment. They have this way to which these players have this unison with the coach in terms of his coaching style. There has been happiness, joy all over now that Coach Austin Eguavoen has been confirmed as the coach. And these players are really speaking good things concerning Coach Austin Eguavoen.
No, the boys love him. The boys love him. He's the players' favorite, because he knows how to interact with the players. He's very humble. He knows how to understand the players when they speak to him. He knows how to talk to both the technical and the tactical part of the team. And a lot of senior players in the national team, they really love him, because he's a down-to-earth man. Definitely, if you meet him one-on-one, he's a down-to-earth man. I'm telling you.
I've had my own personal and physical interaction with Coach Austin Eguavoen. Some 2 weeks back, I was at the NFF Secretariat. I was in his office, and we had this off-the-record interview. He's one coach that also has this love for our local league. And you look at his two assistant coaches, talking about the coach Daniel Ogumodede, the former coach of Remo Stars, and of course, permit me to also say, former coach of Enugu Rangers, talking about Coach Fidelis Ilechukwu. Those are two local coaches in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and they have worked seamlessly with these players. Going by the last two games we played and the last two results, it shows that these coaches have this panache, and these players love their combination.
There's a huge synergy.
Bromance.
There's a huge synergy between the coaches and the players. These are coaches that have run through the cadre of the Nigerian Premier League.
Absolutely.
They have really fought hard. They've worked hard for the position where they are today, because it is really deserving for us to see our local coaches trying to be on the helms of the national team, and it is really, really, really exciting for me as a Nigerian fan, for us and in general, that our Nigerian gaffers are trying to be put into the limelight. So with time, let's just give them time and consistency. They are definitely going to take us into the next phase of Nigerian football.
And this is the first time in a very long time that the Super Eagles, under the NFF, we have about 91% homegrown coaches. The head coach, Coach Austin Eguavoen, is a two assistants, Coach Fidelis Ilechukwu and Coach Ogumodede, and also the goalkeeper trainer, Coach Barua. We only have a foreign physical coach, talking about Coach Zorech, as part of the coaching crew. So out of the 5 players, 4 of them are homegrown and just one a foreign coach. Do you see the Super Eagles with this set of coaches qualifying for the 2025 African Cup of Nations, going to the fact that we top our group?
We have the particulars when we come to the round leather game in Nigeria. We have the finesse, we have the talent, we have the mind, the guts. When you talk about Nigerian football, the players we have in this country are enormous. They are high profile players. Now we have the love from the players to the coach. There's nothing that's going to stop us. And you're talking about Coach Barua. He has been, I don't know if he has a lot of messiah in his sheaves, because he has been, a lot of coaches have been asked out from the Super Eagles, but he remained permanent. So I think there's something he has that they saw in him that made them to retain him. I'm telling you, I'm so excited that this Nigerian crop of players, they are going to take us into the next phase. I believe that this is the next phase for Nigerian football.
And talking about Coach Barua, the goalkeeper trainer, he was also with the under-20 as well as the under-23. He's very experienced when it comes to training the goalkeepers. And for a very long time, Jeffrey, you can see that the Super Eagles, we are now confident in the department of the goalkeepers. A couple of years ago, it has been, what's his name now, Francis Uzoho, and the goalkeepers before him, talking about Maduka Okoye. We have never had this confidence in our goalkeeping department. The last goalkeeper we had, Eyama, was the absolute best we had.
The best.
And now we have goalkeepers, and they are all fighting to be number one. What a joy to be a Nigerian fan at this moment.
Like seriously, that position is really exciting, because Maduka Okoye is playing for the top level football in Udinese, and sometimes you wonder when somebody is playing as a high profile goalkeeper in the Serie A Italian league and coming back to the national team. You're fighting for a spot,
and he's the second choice goalkeeper. Our first choice goalkeeper is the captain of Chippers United, talking about Chief Stanley Wabali.
No, well deserving, because he has been consistent. We have been looking for consistency. The period where Maduka Okoye had a lot of glitches and he just had to take a break, and this guy came in and fell into that spot with confidence, with aura. He deserved that spot. So, Nigerian football is in the next phase to bring so much joy to the fans, and it's beautiful to watch, actually.
All right, and away from the Super Eagles, let's talk about the Super Falcons. The Super Falcons now also have a substantial coach, pending when we'll have a permanent coach. But I can tell you for a fact, and also our viewers, that the coach that has been saddled with the responsibility to be the coach of the Super Falcons is no other but Coach Justin Magudu. Is one man that the ladies love in terms of his flexible football, his flamboyant football, and his attacking prowess as a coach. Under is a tutelage as the coach of the Super Falcons, couple of games while Coach Randy Waldron contract was still in Dalima. The Super Falcons played their best football, scoring 13 goals in 4 games. And under coach Randy Waldron, we struggle to score goals. Could this be round peg in round holes and sticking with a local coach for the female team? The best we have gotten as the female in the female national team has been from local coaches.
Definitely, when we have the Ifeanyi Chukwuchejine of those era, the Perpetual Nkwocha, the Mercy Akide, that was local coaches. The local coaches, they did so well.
Absolutely.
That was the best time we had the best female football in Nigeria. I'm telling you, so this man has the love from the players and he has the backing from the other side of Nigeria NFF. So just give him time for him to flow, because we experienced the best football in the Super Falcons for a long period of time recently, and I think he deserved the job. And he definitely, for us to go into the next level, we need to give our local coaches the edge to take us to the next phase of our football. Definitely and absolutely, the choice is fantastic from the NFF.
The choice is indeed fantastic. We have a local coach in the national teams, both the male and the female, and we are no longer settling for foreign coaches. It seems our best football is played under our local coaches. And talking about our local coaches and our local team, let's talk about the Flying Eagles. We hear that they have now been drawn in Group B in the African Championship, popularly known as the CHAN competition in the WAFU, that's West African Football Union, where countries in the West African region will face each other. And the team has been drawn in Group B, where we'll take on Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, and of course the host nation Togo in Group B. It seems that it's going to be quite tough, but the Chan Eagles have been one of the best teams in West Africa a couple of seasons ago, even though we are yet to win the competition after a long time.
That's what I wanted to say. It has been a tournament that we have not touched our hands on, and we need to take this tournament intentionally. We need to take this tournament into the next level, and we have the crop of players in the local league that can deliver this tournament for us. So I believe that the boys that are going to play this tournament are going to be well picked, well informed, well selected, and the goal is for us to bring back this trophy, because this is the only trophy we have not gotten our hands on in the African soil. So this is a level to expose a lot of Nigerian local players, to make them feel that this is an important trophy. Go there and get this trophy back home.
We actually won the trophy. That was way back in 2011. That's about 13 years ago. So I would definitely agree with you when you say it has been a drought.
It's been a while. It's been a while. 10, 13 years ago, it's been a while. For a football country like Nigeria, that's why I use that word. It's been a while we've won this trophy. It's been a while. This trophy is an intentional trophy for us.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of African teams that come into the tournament. They try to play their best, try to make sure they give us their best and win the tournament and take it back home. So this is the time for Nigeria to take back this tournament back to the country.
Absolutely. And this tournament will serve as a qualifier for the Under-20 African Cup of Nations. Now let's look at our group. We have Côte d'Ivoire, we have Burkina Faso, and of course the Flying Eagles of Nigeria in Group B. Three nations there, only 2 will progress to the next stage, and the third nation will drop. But in Group A, we have about 4 of them, where Togo, the host nation, Ghana, Niger, and Benin Republic. Looking at Burkina Faso and Côte d'Ivoire, who do you think will stand as a bigger challenge to the Flying Eagles?
The young Burkina Fasons, I've watched them. They are building a crop of players that are multi-talented. I've watched them play. Those guys are good. And Côte d'Ivoire, when it comes to African football, the Côte d'Ivoire, they are promising. In exporting European players, Côte d'Ivoire are first to 3 African countries that export the highest players from the local field to Europe. So I think that it's going to be a very tough tie on that group. Nigeria is not going to be an easy one for us, and we need to play our best football in that tournament, because the goal first is to get into the semi-finals so that we can be able to dream big and dream very massively for us to get into the finals and win the trophy.
All right. Before we go to Ghana and the latest rancor between the GFA and Togo, let's come back. Let's remain in Nigeria and briefly talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League. Action will definitely resume this weekend. 3 games have been built for Saturday, and the rest games will go down on Sunday. 10 games for this weekend. Tomorrow being Saturday, Ekanemi Warriors will take on Plateau United. Ikorodu City will take on Nasarawa United, and then Aqua United will welcome Sunshine Stars of Akure. This season so far, we have seen away wins. We have seen fans filling the stadium to capacity. And we have seen a whole lot of improvements from the Nigerian Premier Football League. We must give a thumbs up to the chief himself, Chief Benga Elegbele, for his championship in the Nigerian Premier Football League. It has seen tremendous growth, no doubt. But let's talk about the NPFL. Who do you see to be the weak link in terms of the top teams in the NPFL? Remo Stars is there, Rivers United is there, Enugu Rangers is there. Let's not forget Kano Pillars also there. We saw lots of players coming and also new coaches coming this season.
Now, definitely, I see the weak link. Ikorodu City, Ikorodu...
Newly promoted.
Newly promoted. Those guys are fantastic. Even if they were not putting the ball in the back of the net, at the back of the net.
Though they lost scandalously, permit me to say, by a one-goal margin
against Enugu Rangers. Yes, definitely. I watched the game. It was really fantastic. They are exciting to watch. They remind me of Remo Stars when Remo Stars
newly gained
promotion, and it was really fantastic to watch. With consistency, I know they are going to come through. Kano Pillars, we know veterans in the league, and they have always been coming through when it comes to the league. A lot of competition in this league this season. That's what I'm telling you is exciting because I don't know what is really happening. Nigerian Premier League going at our way to win games. This is really, really an improved state of our league, and it is really, really giving us joy because we have a lot to talk about the league right from time, and we are seeing changes gradually, and it is really building confidence to the fans and to the viewers, of course.
All right, obrigado. Let me put you on the spotlight. The biggest game this weekend in the NPFL, we see Remo Stars topping the table at the moment. Welcome, Enugu Rangers, defending champions at the Ikane Stadium. Who do you see will smile at the end of the day, knowing fully well that this season, away teams have been getting the points?
The confidence is high for Enugu Rangers.
They won away from home
so
against
there's a
Ikorodu
lot
City.
of confidence going into this game. Remo Stars, they are a fantastic team. This particular team is a fantastic team.
3 over 3.
I'm telling you, they play the best football in the league. For me, they play the best football in the league. At the moment. Even before now, Remo Stars, they have structure. They have a style of play. And they maintain their style of play for a long period of time. They don't go apart from that style of play. Even if they are losing or they are winning. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a hard fight game for Enugu Rangers. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all these market selling points. It's going to be a high-stake game whereby Remo Stars are going to come out at home confidently attacking the Enugu Rangers, and whereby Enugu Rangers, I think they are going to sit back and hit them on the counter-attack because I watched Enugu Rangers last match. Ikorodu Stars were fantastic, but they hit Ikorodu Stars 1 or 2 counter-attacking football play from Enugu Rangers. So Remo Stars and Enugu Rangers is going to be a blockbuster, a thrilling moment, but I see Remo Stars taking the day.
Remo Stars are taking the day. But rest assured that all the actions will be brought to you as well as a review in the NPFL match day 4 come this weekend. All right, now let's move over to Ghana. I recall that in their last game at home against Angola, where they lost by a goal to nil, the fans had to turn against the team and literally destroy the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi, Ghana. And at the moment, the stadium is under lock and key. In fact, a lot of things were destroyed by the fans. And the GFA, that is the Ghana Football Association, decided to move their own games to Lomé in Togo. And from the information we got early hours of this morning, I said that the Togolese Football Association have turned down Ghana's request to have the Lomé Stadium as their next stadium for all their home games in the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. What's next for Ghana? Togo have refused to play the big brother role. Should they look at Nigeria?
At first, when this case started, Ghana and Federation were considering Nigeria. So I really don't understand because of the pride between Ghana and Nigeria. Ghana declined from coming to Nigeria.
Could it be the Jollof Derby?
I think
the best Jollof rice?
The best Jollof Derby is the problem and the cause of this situation, because Ghana is our brother. I really don't know why they are going to Lome to play their home games, where we have Nigeria that will welcome them, but because they felt that we are going to give them a lot of banters and mock them, give them some memes, you understand? So that's why they refuse to come. But at Fire, we thank Togo Federation for giving us this opportunity to hack on Ghanaian fans more, because
and the dragging has been everywhere on social media.
Definitely.
From the Instagram to X. We can see that the Togolese fans are dragging them and said, "Oh, you cannot, you don't even have a stadium, and it's one good enough to host a CAF games, and you are coming to us." And they said, "No, we will not allow you." And of course, I trust Nigerian fans, they have to jump on that banter.
We are waiting for them. The banter is going to go on a high scale, because they felt like they want to dive in and run away from Nigerian banter. What is there? Come to meet your brother and ask him, give us a help. We need a stadium, and we'll offer you a stadium. And we even reduce the price because you are our brother. But you felt that we are going to give you a lot of memes, and you went to Togo to ask for. And it's a big shame for Ghana, and for Ghana as a country, a big name that produced one of the best players in the history of African football, Abedi Pele, and you don't have a stadium to show. No, this is really a wake-up call for Ghanaian FA. Well, I think the match they played at Morocco, where they played their other match, they had African Cup of Games. Look at their training, where they saw the training facility of Morocco. They were so excited. They were knocking the ball. I watched the preview. They were just knocking the ball and enjoying themselves. But Ghana Football Federation need to step up and get in stadium. They have the money. They have people that are going to sponsor, and their league is one of the best league, if not one of the best league in West Africa. So they need to improve on their stadium, so that the joy from the players will be so imminent when they come to play for their country.
Absolutely. And before we leave the local scene and move over now to the biggest stories making round in the foreign scene, we have it that the Nigerian Cricket Federation talking about the NCF. We have our male and the female teams getting set to play in the African Championship that will be going down in October. Talking about diversity in our sport, we have seen cricket rise from the ashes, permit me to say. They have been at their lowest form, but right now the Cricket Federation are actually doing well. In the T20 that was hosted in South Africa a couple of months ago, we finished third, surprisingly, and ever since the Cricket Federation, or rather the cricket sport, have gained relevance and the teams are doing well. The male and the female have qualified to play in the African Championship, qualifiers rather, that will be going down in October. Should we say big thumbs up to the Cricket Federation?
It's a big thumbs up, because I remember the time when you had the interview with one of the cricket players. I remember that time around last year period. It's really an improvement into our cricket sporting world in Nigeria, and it will help in giving us a lot of diversity, a lot of young talent, young guns, trying to diversify their field into other sporting activities in the country. And cricket is one of the pivotal of leading our young generation into the next phase of Nigeria in sporting world.
Absolutely. We continue to give you updates in the Cricket Federation, looking at how the teams are playing, the shots, the overs, the turnovers, and we will make sure that you get all the in-swingers when the competition eventually begins in October. In case you are just joining us, this is a Signature Sports reaching you live from the Signature Studio right here in Abuja. My name still remains Franklin Imona, and I've got Mr. Jeffrey Asi Obrigado in the building. All right, let's go on this short breather. When we return, Signature Sports continues. Don't go nowhere. Right, so welcome back. This is still Signature Sport, reaching you live from the Signature Studio right here in Abuja. And my name is Franklin Imona, your sport host. Earlier, we were discussing about the coach that has been confirmed, talking about Coach Austin Eguavoen for the Super Eagles, as well as Coach Justin Magudu over the Super Falcons. We did touch down the Flying Eagles, knowing their opponents in the Wafu B Championship, talking about the China qualifying competition, and also we talked about cricket and the brouhaha between Ghana and Togo. Up next, we move to the foreign scene where it is not good news for Manchester City as their top defensive midfielder, talking about a Ballon d'Or nominee, Rodri, has been sidelined until the beginning of next season. Rodri picked up an injury when Manchester City played host to Arsenal in the match day 5 in the EPL, where they eventually played out a 2-0 draw. But Rodri couldn't finish the first half as he was substituted following his poor landing when he was tagged by Ghanaian Thomas Partey, and he picked up an ACL injury that will keep him until the end of the season. Obrigado. Big blow for Manchester City. Big blow for Rodri's quest to winning the Ballon d'Or.
Big blow, absolutely big blow. And an economical player, a player of that caliber, a player of that might. Rodri is the engine room of Manchester City. Rodri is the best CDM in the world. Like, I was really shocked because for football lovers that really love the rounded game and the beautiful sport, Rodri is one of the players that has given so much joy for Manchester City as a whole. He has been pivotal in Manchester City dominance in the world and the world of football, and this is a big blow because it's a plus for other teams. Actually, teams like, you know what, the team I don't want to call names so that they will not implicate me.
Let's actually call those names.
We need to call names actually.
With the ouster, or better say, with the with Rodri not going to play in this season, teams that will definitely benefit from Manchester City from that injury. Even though we heard that a certain Calvin Phillips will not be recalled from his loan move to Ipswich. Pep Guardiola said he's good to go. Don't you think that teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea will benefit from the absence of Rodri? I will not call Manchester United.
Please don't call Arsenal. And when you want to call teams that are going to win the EPL, don't call Arsenal. You cannot.
Why?
No, you can't call teams that are.
Arsenal have been there twice.
They have the nearest syndrome. We call it nearest syndrome.
Oh,
you are close. You cannot win. Oh, why are you calling them? You call teams like Chelsea. You call teams like Liverpool that are really having that mind, that egocentric nature. These are teams that are really, if they go for something, they go for it. I'm sorry to say for Arsenal fans, you know what I'm trying to say. But this season, it's going to be a plus for such teams, including Arsenal actually, but I was just trying to just pull up their legs. You understand? They need to take the bull by the horn. Manchester City have turned EPL into a farmers league. Wow. Somebody needs to take the bull by the horn. But there's a magician in Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. You know, when it comes to football, this is a phenomenon. This is a maestro. This man understands football. He eats, sleeps with football. I know he's going to bring in a dynamic and he's going to bring in another tactical play for Manchester City to flow into the next season. But it's a plus for teams like Liverpool, because I'm really sure that Liverpool, with that onslaught, is absolutely, he's a magician. I can see his boys is trying to do wonders. And Chelsea Football Club, they have the young guns. The attacking prowess is out of this world. So with the stability from their defense and the attacking flow from the attack, they are going to give Manchester City a run.
All right, let's still stick with football in England. One player came out to say a couple of hours ago that his biggest regret in football was joining Arsenal. Brazilian Willian, who played for Chelsea, he was en route to Tottenham until Chelsea hijacked that deal courtesy of a certain Jose Mourinho, and then he left Chelsea in the twilight of his career and moved over to Arsenal. But he said, moving to Arsenal is my biggest regret. But why would Willian actually say that, even though he didn't play the best of football in Arsenal? Injury, poor form and Arsenal as a club not being ambitious at that time. Could it be that that is the reason, or he had some, or he would have preferred a better playing time than when he was in Arsenal?
He left Chelsea when his footballing career is going through the low cadre. You understand? So he was looking for an escape route to look for a club where he can be able to regain and rejuvenate his form. But well, Arsenal Football Club, as of that time, they are not ambitious. Even now, I can still say they are not ambitious because
you always have this way of throwing jabs at
I
Arsenal.
need to throw jabs.
Arsenal, they are doing well.
I
think what is missing with Arsenal is just the trophy.
You want to tell me it's just the trophy?
It is just the trophy.
Arsenal Football Club would have dominated this league for a long period of time. What is the problem? Why can't you know I love Arsenal. What's my honor? You call me Asi, you know what I'm talking about. I love this club, but because of the last 2 years they have not been there winning this league at their own pecking order. You lost the league and you expect me to put you into that place? No, I can't put such club. You see the trophy and you just let it go to Man City. It's just becoming like a charade for Man City because they know if Arsenal are at the top of the table, they can come at any time and win the league.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's really provocating where you call Arsenal football. They need to hold the bull by the horns. They need to show me, prove to us.
One of those days we'll have an extensive discussion on this Arsenal Football Club and what is actually wrong with them not winning the trophy. But come on, Williams, saying his biggest regret is joining Arsenal.
It's a psychological problem for Williams. You know, he had an off the field issue when he had a family issue in Brazil.
True.
So that was what got his form into a decline. So he's trying to rejuvenate his form, but moving to Arsenal, he wasn't given much opportunity. You understand, and much ambition to showcase his talent.
An injury
really
hampered
him a lot. Yes. So I don't know why he used that word. It's a mistake for him going to Arsenal. Because I really understand that that period, Arsenal Football Club, they really loved William. The fans loved William. So I really don't understand why William will say Arsenal Football Club hampered his career. No, I really don't know. But something is fishy and we don't know about it. Only God knows.
Only God knows, but we will also do our findings on as to why William will say one of the teams that played the best football in terms of pass and good play, talking about Arsenal, the tiki-taka, the professor kind of football under Arsene Wenger, and of course Mikel Arteta, he would say it is his biggest regret moving to Arsenal. All right, away from William and his issue, let's come back to Chelsea. Chelsea have declared Mikel Modric up for sale in January. Now you look at Chelsea's attack lineup, it is deadly. Permit me to say it is scary. You look at João Felix, you look at Jadon Sancho, Christopher Nkunku, we also have Nicholas Jackson, not forgetting Cole Palmer, the cold one, Noni Madueke, Kane Chukwuemeka, and a whole lot of players. And Mikel Modric, he came to Chelsea with a big expectation, and so far, he has been a flop. And Chelsea have said they will sell him in January. Good move for Chelsea.
Why would Chelsea go and hijack Modric from Arsenal, moving to Arsenal?
Here we go again.
They play with him. They play with that boy psychologically because they know that Arsenal cannot go up on that transfer. Modric wanted to play for Arsenal Football Club.
Between Arsenal and Chelsea, which club would have been the best fit?
Arsenal Football Club, because he had the passion going to Arsenal. Modric was on a high frequency when it comes to the young talent in Europe. Arsenal Football Club was the only setting and pecking order for Modric to sit and dominate Europe. But psychologically, I really don't know what, because it's a psychological problem.
Could it be psychological
It's a psychological
or the
problem.
money
No,
that
no.
Chelsea had to flaunt before Mikel Modric? Remember, he played his best football in Shakhtar Donetsk before making that move. And Chelsea came with money to which the young man couldn't offer. Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine, and at that time, of course, we knew what was going on, the civil war between Ukraine and Russia. And then the Todd Bowley's era. And then Chelsea weren't playing in Europe, and Arsenal were playing in Europe. But then he made the move to Chelsea, and now his form has been so deep that he needs to be sold.
A lot. I'm so I'm so worried about Modric. This is a phenomenal talent. This is a talent that really graced the game. When you watch Modric with the speed of light, you enjoy football. I can really say that he was trying to compensate Shakhtar Donetsk for raising him up because he had the choice to move to Arsenal. But Shakhtar Donetsk, they asked for the money. They needed the money. The highest bidder win in such cases. So he just had just to say, okay, let me just give these people benefit of doubt because they've been there for me, you understand? And the war has really affected the European League and Shakhtar Donetsk. They needed the money. So let me just go to Chelsea. Moving to Chelsea, a lot of young talent. You know, Chelsea, in the last decade, they produced one of the best young talents in Europe, you understand? So I felt that this is not where his heart was moving to. It was Arsenal Football Club.
True.
And a young chap, you know what I'm talking? This is a young chap trying to start his career into another phase and coming into the EPL as rigorous as EPL. He needs a comfort zone, a place where he will have peace, serenity. So moving to Chelsea wasn't his choice. It was just because of the choice of just the money and just trying to please his former club. So it really affected Mudrik psychologically. He's really suffering psychologically. I want something like where they can just send him on loan instead of selling him, place him on loan, just take him off the cadre, push him on loan out of all these clubs like Sporting Lisbon. He can be able to play there and rejuvenate his career. FC Porto, he can be able to play and rejuvenate his career so that he can be able to bring back.
For a player that was bought for over £100 million
it's not about
to
the
be
money.
sent on loan?
It's not about the money. It's about gaining back your money. Do you want to lose your money? Put Modric in the transfer market. How much would they buy him? You're talking about buying somebody £100 million and he's on a decline where he cannot be sold for even £10 million. This is what we are talking about.
Wow.
So you need to put him out on loan. Give him that benefit of that. Just loan him for at least 1 or 2 seasons. Then try to rejuvenate it. They are Dortmund. Dortmund is there. You have RB Leipzig. He will regain his form and come back to Chelsea and explode. So I just feel like selling him is just trying to dent more on him, putting him more in a psychological situation whereby you want to break him in a total space. So give him a benefit of that and push him out on loan. And after this loan period, he will come back and beat back that Modric we all saw in Shakhtar Donetsk.
I wish the Chelsea hierarchy can listen to you and decide to send him on loan. But for Chelsea, it is an outright sale for Mikhailo Modric. We wish him all the best in his endeavors, in his new career, or better still, in his new club, because it seems that he will no longer play football in Chelsea as his form as well as his position has been taken away. But talking about a coach that when asked if he would love to return, he said yes. Why not? I would love to return to Manchester United. Former coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when asked if he would love a return to the EPL and with Man United, he said, why not? Do you fancy Ole coming back to Man United to be their coach?
Yeah.
Because United under Ole played fantastic football. The only thing that eluded United was a trophy, to which they are currently getting from a certain Erik ten Hag, even though it's a style of play and the money he has spent on players is nothing to go by.
£120 million for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as of that time would have rejuvenated Manchester United. I'm telling you. £120 million. The only problem Manchester United have, I don't know if this club is cost or something. I really don't understand because I don't know why you spend such money with this kind of coach without I just want to reserve a lot of words because this is a team I really fancy a lot. This is a team that I really want enough. Like I want them to come back into that level where they are supposed to be. Manchester United struggling. I will get back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back to where he belongs. I'm telling you.
All right, let's go on a short break and, of course, lubricate our lips when we return. Signature Sports will be back on your screen. Don't touch the dial. We will surely be right back.
why do people evade tax? Why is it that the propensity or the tendency to evade tax is very high in Nigeria? It has to do with the social contract, the failure on the part of government, to fulfill its own part. Okay, a situation where individuals or firms provide virtually everything they need that the government ought to have provided. Okay, things like power, for example. If you're a small business, you have to bother about power. You get a generator. Water. You provide your own water. You provide your own security. You at some point you have to also help to do the road to your office and so on. So when you look at all these things, it does not encourage people to voluntarily say they want to pay tax, because on the part of government, they also feel the government is slacking. Government is not meeting its own responsibility. So that is the failure of the social contract, that has been with us.
It is still Signature Sports on a Signature Television with me, Franklin Imona, and of course my super guest, Jeffrey Obrigado. And we have been discussing sports and everything in between. Back to the EPL, the biggest one will be going down this weekend, where Manchester United will test their might against Tottenham Hotspur. It is a Super Sunday, and Tottenham 10th on the log, and Manchester United comfortably sitting in the 11th position. Let's look at these two teams. Last season, it wasn't a good tale for Man United against Tottenham Hotspur. In their first game, they lost by 2-0. And United has been in not too good form in the EPL, though they haven't conceded in their last two games. They have won one, drew one, winning to Southampton, and then drawing to Crystal Palace. Do you see them getting all 3 points against Tottenham Hotspur this weekend?
I cannot advise anybody to play and bet on Manchester United.
Oh, for the bookers.
How can you put your money on Manchester United? This is another club that is on a charade, where you have a manager that doesn't know what he's doing. I don't like criticizing people, but when it comes to Manchester United, their manager needs to be whipped. I'm telling you, you need to take football seriously. You want to win a big trophy like Premier League, you need to be serious. And Manchester United are not on that space and pace. I'm telling you, for the match against Tottenham Hotspur is on a good run of form. Yesterday they won their games. Even with the red card, they still came out victorious in that game
against Karabakh in the Europa Conference
definitely.
League.
So it's a momentum. It's a big lift for Tottenham Hotspur, and I see them play Manchester United. Well, I really don't know where it's going to lie. Let's just keep it on a middle and a single space. I can't put a bet on that.
Newcastle at the St. James's Park will welcome Manchester City. Early kickoff Saturday, and Arsenal will play Leicester City. Your take on these two games?
Newcastle and St. James's Park. Early kickoff is a dangerous fixture.
12:30 p.m.
Every early kickoff is very dangerous for the bookmakers. You know what I'm trying to talk about. Manchester City, I see fatigue in play. There are a lot of fatigue in play. Rodri is not there, and going to St. James's Park is one of the ground that is always difficult for Manchester City to win. I don't see Manchester City scaling through because of the fatigue level. You understand? But it's still Manchester City anyway. When you try to go against them,
they can always find a way to grind the result.
So that's just a definitely.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester City.
Arsenal, Leicester City is a walkover for Arsenal. No, that's a walkover. You just go and
for
sleep.
Our owner Wilfred Ndidi.
No, it's a walkover for
Jamie
Arsenal.
Vardy?
No, Arsenal on this level now, they are a walkover. Leicester City doesn't have that might to hold on Arsenal at the Emirates. It's a walkover for Arsenal.
All right. Let's look at a potential banana peel between Chelsea and Brighton and Hove Albion. That game will be going down by 3 p.m. Saturday at the London Stadium, home of Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. And Brighton and Hove Albion, they have been playing a good football so far this season. They are one of the 4 teams that haven't lost a game so far this season. Do you see Chelsea getting all 3 points against Brighton and Hove Albion? Remember, they had to put 5 goals in the net of Barrow over the weekend in the EFL, and in the last weekend they played out a 3-0 win against West Ham. against West Ham United.
Definitely. The last time Manchester United won is 5-something scoreline. They went into the weekend, they couldn't score a goal. You understand? So I think I don't want to wish that this is going to be the scenario for Chelsea. But Chelsea are playing a jogo bonito, fantastic football. The responsibility of keeping the ball and the shame of losing it. Chelsea Football Club against Brighton. Even if Brighton have a fantastic team and a fantastic young manager, they are trying to play into the EPL, and based on their kind of style of football and the structure they have put in place, Brighton football is going to give a big headache to Chelsea Football Club. But this Chelsea team now on a high wavelength, I see Chelsea taking the day.
Scoreline.
I can see Chelsea winning to a 2-1 or a 3-2.
But it won't be a clean sheet.
It can never be a clean sheet.
All right, let's move over now to Spain, where we hear that the fans that racially abused the Nigerians Samuel Chukwueze while he was still in the La Liga, we hear that that fan has been sentenced to 12 months in prison. The fan also, when an investigation was done, was found guilty of also racially abusing Real Madrid forward Vinicius Junior. No to racism. This is what we have. Good one for the Spanish FA.
They have improved. This is a call to the beckon call, because this is really, really fantastic. Not just giving fans just ordinary ban is just like a charade. Give them a good sentence like this and they cannot be able to repeat it again. This is a good call from the Spanish referee. And if you remember the last player, the player we have at Getafe, Uche, he complained about
Uche
complained about the officiating in Spanish La Liga. So a lot of things have been going down in that league. I really don't know, but it's a good call. For this one, it's a good call.
It is a good call. But one call that will not be good, I tell you, is the biggest one that will be going down this weekend in the Spanish La Liga. Action resumes in the league, and Real Madrid will travel to go play their arch rivals in the city of Madrid, Atletico Madrid. We hear that Kylian Mbappe will not be featuring in this one as he has been ruled out injured. But Julian Alvarez and Conor Gallagher, who opened their season with goals, will be in action against Real Madrid. Somebody said, you don't give a penalty to Real Madrid, they can win a game.
I think it's Barcelona fans. That's the only fans that can say that. Because when you see the success of Real Madrid, Barcelona fans try to banter. They try to take joy and take spoil out of it. Same thing with Madrid. When you see the success of Madrid fans, success of Barcelona, Madrid tries to take spoil and banter. So it's going to be a tough game at away. You know, recently, Atletico Madrid has been quite difficult for Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
At the derby.
Very
and
true.
You understand, yesterday.
At the Wanda Metropolitano.
That's a beautiful stadium. One of the stadiums that I want to be, I want to go by next year, by the grace of God. I really love to be in that stadium. That's a stadium of delight, and definitely that derby is going to be a cracker, because Julian Alvarez scored his first goal yesterday for Atletico Madrid, giving them the low goal win for them, giving it a boost for the weekend, and it's going to be a tough game. Kylian Mbappe not playing tomorrow this weekend is going to be a blessing for Vinicius Junior, because it has really give Vinicius Junior a dip in a form, like much responsibilities no longer there. So this is an avenue for Vinicius Junior to explore more and be better, and to give us the Ballon d'Or as of next week.
Absolutely. And then we see Barcelona away to a certain Osasuna. That game will be going down this weekend. A win for Barcelona will also take them, or better still, increase their lead at the summit of the Spanish La Liga. And Real Madrid, they have been playing a catch-up to Barcelona. Barcelona actually very phenomenal this season. They have been able to put about 17 goals in the La Liga and conceded just 4 goals so far, with Robert Lewandowski absolutely 23 goals they have scored in the La Liga and conceded just 5. There is something Hansi Flick is doing with this team that we must give a kudos for. Away to Osasuna, do you think they will drop their first point this season?
The hunger that Barcelona carries, the young guns that they have, and the dynamite and the infuse of Hansi Flick. You know, Hansi Flick is one of the managers that I really admire so much. He has the hunger, and he knows how to understand the young players, integrate them with the older players. And Barcelona are really doing a very good job. Barcelona is going to tear Osasuna apart. I'm telling you, Barcelona this season, they want to really put up that record, because Real Madrid have not won back-to-back La Liga title in the past 10 years. Go and check for record purpose. They still want to instill that pain in Real Madrid. I feel that this is their season in the Spanish league, but when it comes to Europe, there are a lot of things to be done for Barcelona. But at the weekend, Barcelona is going to come out stronger against Osasuna.
Actions will definitely continue in the Italian Serie A, not forgetting the German Bundesliga, as well as the French League 1. We will definitely keep you up to speed with all the games that will be going down this weekend. But before we jet out of football, the king of sport, let's talk about the Europa that went down yesterday. Though Manchester United played on Wednesday, to which they played out a 1-1 draw, but yesterday it was a good game for the likes of Tottenham, for the likes of Atletico Madrid, and of course other teams that pulled out wins yesterday.
That's fantastic, but please don't call Manchester United.
Apologies.
Manchester United. Why will you be calling teams that used to wreck us? They wreck us every now and then.
When you say wreck us, what do you mean?
I'm sorry to say this. A lot of people cried because of that match.
You mean the investors?
The investors.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how much a lot of people invested in that game? Manchester United will be playing FC20. It's a squad worth over 700 and something million pounds and a squad worth over 70 million pounds. Come to Old Trafford. No, come on now. Don't call Manchester United. It's a good one for Tottenham Hotspurs. That's a fantastic game yesterday. And it was really a good one for Atletico Bilbao going away to Roma to get a result. And it was really fantastic at the FC Frankfurt game. It was a thrilling game. They got like 6 goals in that game. That was really an absolute finesse. If you watch that game, it was really thrilling. I absolutely enjoyed that. And the other team that played, it was really a good one for Lazio Football Club. They won their game at away 3 goals to nil. It was I watched the game. Fikayo, I watched their highlights and I
he
saw
scored and he assisted.
He's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic. That's the number 10 I was trying to talk about. That's what we need in our number 10. Give this guy an opportunity to express their talent in their particular role in play. It was really a fantastic game, and I was really impressed by Lazio Football Club.
All right, away from football now, let's move over now to the one that happened last weekend. But it seems that stories have been developing since Anthony Joshua lost that fight to the dynamic Daniel Dubois. And the biggest question in the lips of boxing fans all over the world is, what's next for Anthony Joshua? Should he call it quits, or should he continue boxing in order to redeem himself? But Anthony Joshua has come out to say that he will not give up boxing. Do you see this young man as fighting a fight in futility, or it is just one day, a bad day in the office, talking about Anthony Joshua, or it is high time the 34 years old call it quits in boxing?
He was fantastic. He has been fantastic. Let's just give kudos to whom honor is due. Anthony Joshua in the boxing and in the boxing realm, he has been there. He has been consistent. It's just recently, I think it's based on age or something, that made him go on a decline. But Dubious is really, really a brutal fighter. That guy is a mesmerized fighter. That was a massacre. That was a total annihilation. Like, I was really, really, I felt the blow when I was watching.
Wow.
I say,
You
wow.
felt
I felt the punch. It was really a cracker. That was like a...
He had to drag him to the 5th round. He knocked him in the 1st round,
telling you.
knocked him in the 3rd round, knocked him in the 4th round, but in the 5th round, it was a technical knockout.
It was really a messed up play. Like, that was like a volcanic eruption hitting Anthony Joshua. That was the fight that I really, really enjoyed by Dubious. But Anthony Joshua, well, for me, he just had to call it quits in this game. He has made enough money. He has won enough trophies and enough belts and medals. He has really, really proven himself when it comes to boxing federation. So he needs to just take a break, because the coming fighters that are coming out, they are brutal. They don't have mercy. I'm telling you, they show no mercy. What I saw in that Dubious game, man, that guy is a heck.
Okay, for Anthony Joshua, do you think he should continue, having lost all his major belts, or you think rather that he should go on a sabbatical, have a self-examination on his career, then come back better? or it should just keep going? Because the more you do not fight, the more
that's true.
rusty you become.
No, for now, he needs to go on a sabbatical. Change a coach. If I am his team, just get a new coach. Change your tactics, change your style, because same style I'm seeing for a long period of time. Change tactics, change style, then go on a break, retrain, rejuvenate, and rekindle your style, rekindle your chemistry, your moves and everything. Then come back and see if you can come back to take over the Boxing Federation. But for now, he needs to just take a break. No, he needs to take a break.
Take a break and take the back seat. One lady who has actually refused to take a break, but rather she did change her coach, is in the world of tennis, talking about Naomi Osaka. We hear that Naomi Osaka has now hired a former coach of Serena Williams to be her coach in the new season. Talking about Naomi Osaka, she split with Wima Fisetti in September, a coach that have helped her win 4 Grand Slam in a 6 competition in the Italian Open, in the China Open, I beg your pardon. She defeated Italian Lucia Bronzetti by 6-3, 6-4. Courtesy of the new coach that she has in her corner. I think this would definitely keep her going. She said she doesn't want any regret moving forward. Hence, a change of coach is important for her.
She needed it. She needed it. This is a lady that have dominated the sport. She has been consistent in these few years. So she needed a new coach so that she can be able to change her dynamics and other things. So it's a good one for you to go for a veteran coach.
Absolutely.
That have been in the game for a long period of time, so that it can rekindle her new strength, stamina, and a lot of and technical abilities and experience when it comes to tennis world. So it's a good one for Naomi Osaka.
And talking about tennis, let's let you know that Britain's number 1 Jack Drapier has now moved into the round of 16 following his superlating win against Mafia Bellucci. Jack Drapier won 6-4, 6-2 to progress into the US Open semi-finals. Having defeated the likes of Bellucci in the quarterfinals, he actually won in the round of 16 with a superior match win with a 6-love, 6-1, 7-5 win. And it seems that it might have just been coming home, talking about the US Open to Britain following the retirement of a certain Andy Murray. Jack Drapier seems to be the only tennis player flying the flag of Great Britain and is doing it well.
Fantastic player, and it's really shocking that as Great Britain as a nation, they cannot be able to produce a lot of tennis players. You understand what I'm saying? Only Andy Murray has been there for a long period of time. This guy coming in now is going to be a boost to the younger generation, so that they can be able to produce more tennis players into the tennis world. So it's a good one for this player, and he's really a fantastic player.
Absolutely. For the record, Jack Drapier actually won Bellucci in the round of 16 in the Japan Open, but in the semi-finals it was Yannick Sinner who defeated him in the semi-final, and that was his last win. That was his last defeat in the game of tennis, and ever since it has been an ascending for this younger tennis player. I wish we can go on and on, but unfortunately time is against us. Obrigado. Always a pleasure when we talk sport. Perhaps we could do this again.
We would do this again often and often again.
Often and often. If you did enjoy today's package, come on, join us again on the show, Signature Sports, as it makes a return in a bigger, better and a bumper of package. Until then, keep following us on all our social media and keep liking and sharing our comments on YouTube. We are on all social media until we come your way again. On behalf of Obrigado, Jeffrey and myself, we want to say we are done and we are gone. God bless. No stress. Adios.